The idea did not come to me fully formed. The idea was more of a feeling. I've been describing it like an itch that I wanted to scratch. And normally, if I have a feeling that I want to exercise, I will either, watch a certain film or listen to a certain album or find some way to satisfy the feeling. And I think I was having a feeling that I had nowhere to put. There wasn't a song, there wasn't a film, there wasn't an answer to this thing I was feeling. And so the answer was to create the thing myself. And so I started to write. And I think it was just a combination of frustration and rage and curiosity and humor, and wanting a place to put all those things. And yeah, slowly it became what is now Blink Twice. What I was really interested in is the concept of power, and we're so drawn to it. It's part of human nature, and it's something that we want, and it's something that also controls us and destroys us. And in order for someone to be on top, somebody has to be on the bottom, and so it's oppressive by nature. And I was just fascinated with the concept of it. What people are willing to do to get it. What do people do once they have it? How do people change once they have it? And so the concept of power was the thing that brought me to the story. It's definitely, in the thriller horror genre, I would think. But, in my opinion, our favorite films have elements of all the genres. But I do think that, I'm a huge fan of the thriller horror genre. I've always been, and I think I like films that keep me at the edge of my seat. I like films that I have to try and figure out what's going on, and you kind of get to engage with the movies in a different way when you're trying to put together the puzzle yourself. Um, and I also just think because it's so heightened, these movies, like you're able to get away with so much and explore so much. And if you can get the audience on board with you, you can just kind of, you can go to really wild places. So yeah, it's like a psychological thriller, which that also has elements of comedy and horror as well. This movie is about a young woman named Frida who is a cocktail waitress, who also has a side hustle as a nail technician, a nail artist. She meets tech billionaire Slater King at his foundation, at his charity foundation. Slater is kind of on the comeback from a cancellation, so he's had a bit of a bad rep, but he's done some self-reflective work. He's gone into therapy, and now he's back, and he's doing philanthropy and things like that. And he's since bought an island so that he can kind of reconnect with nature and his friends and have a place to go where he's able to be private, because obviously he's a very public person. And Frida and him meet at the gala, have a connection, and her friend Jess get invited to the island with Slater and all his friends. And they're having a great time, so it seems. And then people start to slowly realize that there's something wrong with this place. There's something strange going on, and they have to figure out what it is. Channing Tatum plays Slater King, and I, started to write this character, and then, as you do, start to think about who would play this role, and I knew that I wanted somebody unexpected to play this role, and somebody that feels inviting, and somebody that we think we know. And, Chan is an incredibly charismatic and charming person. And I just thought how interesting it would be to watch him play something so different, someone so different. You know, because he is so charming and charismatic, I think he often gets asked to play roles that are very similar to each other. So that was something I was really excited to see him do. And I also just knew inherently that he was an actor that wouldn't be afraid of this role, and would want to contribute to the story as a whole. And, you know, we developed the script together, and he produced the film as well. So we were able to really, you know, take our time developing the story as a whole, and also the character of Slater King, which he is, you know, he did a phenomenal job playing the role. Naomi Aki plays Frida, and wow, what a dream. She is just a phenomenal actor. She is so smart and so quick and so prepared, and it comes so naturally to her. It just like breezes out of her. Like giving her a note and watching her digest a scene, it's just like second nature, you know? And when she read the script, you know, just how quickly, again, she understood the character and understood the themes of the story and understood, you know, what the movie was about. And the tone of the film is very specific, and where the horror was and the vulnerability and the comedy and, you know, all of those things. And she's able to juggle it all so beautifully. And is also just a wonderful human being, you know, comes to work every day prepared and happy to be there. There's a lot going on there with Frida. I think, you know, she definitely has her nose pressed against the glass, you know, of this kind of dream world where everything is easy and done for you, you know. She is somebody who pours champagne for other people, and I think it only makes sense that she fantasizes about somebody pouring champagne for her, which again is like this. It's the thing I'm so interested in terms of the power. It's like you know, you don't like pouring champagne, and yet you want someone to pour champagne for you, and like, where does that end, and what does that mean? Um, so I think she's drawn to that, which is absolutely okay. I mean, she's somebody who's literally told by her boss, you know, be invisible, you know, and who wants to be invisible? Nobody, you know. And so she wants to be seen. She wants to be seen because she should be seen. And unfortunately, you know, that desire does get her into a dangerous and complicated situation. And I think it's a combination of that, and then also being seen by somebody that has power. And what does that mean, you know? And how does that feel for someone that never had that?